Good morning, guys. This is Paula, and I'm back today to work on the Traveler's Notebook for the design team I'm on with Cheaply Chic. Lynette designs the Traveler's Notebook, and it's blank, but it has all the sheets and so forth in it. She gives you a kit to go along with it, and she does it once a month. So, go over and check out Cheaply Chic on Etsy and on her YouTube channel. I will link it below. All right, so it's time to decoupage in our traveler's notebook. Now, I'm going to put some of the stuff into the book first, and then we'll do some little extra things to finish off the video with this really cute little napkin. Now, this napkin, you know I like little things. This napkin will also go in the book. But the primary one we're going to put in there today is this Hello Spring. Isn't it cute? I thought it was very cute. So we're going to do that one first so it can be drying while we work on some of the others. In the meantime, I also have this package that came to me unexpectedly, which is always a nice thing, isn't it? I have opened it so I would know who it was from. So it's a little happy mail for a thank you. And I'm going to show you who I got it from. Her Etsy shop is Truly All Supplies. Okay. This is her card. Okay, so she wrote me a sweet note to thank me for our last tutorial using her napkins and bags. Okay, or on my bags, but we used her napkins in the last decoupage video. And so I want to recognize her and show you some of her napkins, which are adorable. I had gotten quite a few from her, and a lot of them were like Easter and so forth. But I'm going to sit down here and show you some of the goodies that she sent me as a thank you, which you can never have too many super nice napkins. Isn't that correct? Or at least I feel like that. Okay, so let's flip this over. She also sent me this piece of tissue, which I have some things in mind for. Isn't that pretty? Just a great text. Can't go wrong with that. Okay, so she sent me some sweet napkins. I looked at them and I'm like, I want to use them now. Well, a few of them are for Christmas. So, let me make sure I'm in camera. Okay. This little squirrel with snowflakes and a little bird. Isn't that sweet? And you have to remember that most napkins, not all, but most, will have that image on here 4 times. So it's like you're getting 4 napkins instead of 1. I love this one. I just think it's precious. Kind of looks like our little decorative shelves, doesn't it? Okay, and then this beautiful floral with some butterflies. Here's another floral. I like this one because it's got some small things on it that you can put on some decoupaging. Now, this is another one we'll have to work on because it does have small things. This one, I love this one. We may use it some in this video today. I'm going to put it over there. Easter bunnies, look at them. Just look at them. How adorable. We're going to use some of these things that have little small things in them for different, as different elements. And so here is another cool one that you could put along the page. Okay, love those. Now, here are some of the smaller napkins, which I really like also, and you just open them up and you just have all kinds of goodness with these little small napkins too. All of them are this size, and you can see that it repeats some of the stuff as well, but it's pretty much all different, you know, depends on how you look at it. Now, I'm trying to figure out how I had this folded like this. Nope, like that. I don't know, but I'll get to it. Here is this one. Isn't that sweet? Look at this squirrel. Makes me think of Wendy. There's another springy one. And look at this. Isn't that beautiful? That would be great on a bag. Oh, and how much you guys know I love cardinals, especially at Christmas. I just love them. Okay, so I figured out how to fold that back up. Now, I'm going to set this aside, and we will be using some of hers. Now, remember, her business is, her Etsy shop is truly all supplies. Okay? And I think you're going to love it. You're going to go over there, and you are not going to know what to order. That's how it was for me. Sorry, I had to get a drink. Now, this one, to start with, I'm going to show you how to take off the different layers. Now, I've done that with, I've done it with the ones I've already got ready, but I want to show you how it comes off for you newbies. Okay? So you just grab hold gently. Oh, and see, that wasn't, I took the wrong thing off just then. You turn it the other way. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I had the other side. You want to take it off the back. And see how easy it comes off? You might get a stubborn one every now and then. Now this does have another one. It will look like, oops, that's the torn part. It will look like you, it will definitely look like you've completed it, but most of the time there's at least 2, if not 3 extra sheets on here. Some people keep those and use them for various things. Okay, so we are going to have some fun. Now, we're going to use this, this Hello Spring first. And because we're going to put it on a page and it will cover the whole page, we're just going to go ahead and cut it out. Now, FYI, this is part of the kit this month. She usually has 1 or 2 napkins in the kit for you. And sometimes more. Depends on the month and what she can find. Now, this is meant to be a springtime journal. But then you have me who decides it can be, I want it to be springtime also, but my main focus is not on spring. I'm kind of doing my own thing and doing something different. So, I am going to put this right here. Now, I like the whole thing. I don't know how far I will go with it, but I'm going to take the side I tore and save the other side. And normally I use water to separate things, but not in this, not when you're just taking out a section, a whole section. I usually just leave it like that. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside for a minute, and I'm going to open up my traveler's notebook and get the decoupaging done inside the notebook. Okay, and I got to find the page that I had already. Right here is the page. Okay, now I'm going to scoot this stuff back a little bit because it just takes up a lot of space. I'm going to use my Mosh Podge matte finish. Okay, it's the yellow with a little bit of reddish orange trim. Now, I keep the parchment paper between the lid and the jar so that I don't have to have a very hard time getting everything open and so forth. So, you're going to love this napkin. It's simple to decoupage, and this is the most simple way, is to just use a section like this. Now, on the other things, I'll show you how to separate things. Now, I have a designated brush that I use for my decoupage. Usually it's pretty big like this. This is it. It will look a mess, but it will clean up very nicely. It's not like using glue or something, you know, like regular glue. All right, so on here, we're going to decoupage this on this side. And because it's up against this brown wood and this floral paper, let me show you. See how that will look. I thought this would look really nice and be really a lot of fun to journal around, okay? Now, we're going to just lay this down and then add our Mod Podge. We'll lay it down after we add the Mod Podge. Now I'm just going to cover this whole sheet really fast. If you're just doing a little bit at a time, you wouldn't do this, but I'm doing it so it covers this whole page. Okay, it's 4:30 in the morning. Just thought I'd give you guys that little information. Oh, you know what I should have done, and I'll grab it in just a second here. Usually I recommend, I recommend that you put some kind of paper or something behind what you're working on so it doesn't glue your pages together, right? I'm grabbing something right now. Just a moment. It's hard to get my fingers on it. Okay, just another sheet of paper will, you know, like a scrap piece. And this is a scrap piece. Even though it looks, see, you can see how messy it can get. I let my brush go down into my jar, which I usually try not to. But no biggie. Now, I've let a little bit of this dry, so let's go over this edge, especially right here. It doesn't have anything. Now, we're going to add this sweet napkin on here. And you just decide where you want to put it. I want it to be over as far to the spine as I can. All right, come on, Paula, come on. Okay. And, you know, just do the best you can. And it will want to, because I did the whole thing, it wants to just attach however it wants. If you get little wrinkles, it's not a super big deal. If you can work them out, it's better, but you'll get a little bit better look. But I'm just putting it on here the best I can. Okay, now, if you have a tear, like I just tore that corner a little bit, don't worry about it. Just stick it down and Mod Podge over it, and you'll get a good look still. Okay, now I'm getting my Mod Podge going here. Start in the middle, work your way out. Now, I know a lot of you have seen this sort of thing, but I still love doing it, and I have a lot of people who have never seen it almost every time I do it. So, you know, we know there's newbies out there all the time, and we want to welcome all you guys too. Okay, so part of teaching this sort of thing is knowing that you have different ranges of viewers, and you want to, you know, do what you can for each one. Okay, so I'm going to get this all on here the best I can. Once you get it, you've worked your way out. You can work whatever area you would like. Like this is kind of in my spine a little bit, but I'm going to go. The more you wet this, the more delicate it is. And so you want to be careful because you can tear your page really easy. Now, I'm going to let this dry for a minute. Well, first of all, let's dry it real quick because we want to do other things. You can mute your video. It won't take me long. As soon as this heats up, it'll be fast. I'm fixing it in the spine. I kind of had paint that kind of got shoved up into the spine. So we don't want that. Just got Mod Podge on my cord. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is Monday. What is today? I don't know what today is. I'd have to get my calendar out. But it's Monday, the week before 4th of July, or the Monday before 4th of July. If you guys have a lot of big plans, let me know what's going on. I know a lot of places are not even having fireworks, so that's kind of sad, but they just don't want people gathering, but what they don't understand is people's going to do it anyway. Why can't all the people care about where they're from, you know, and care about the people where they're from? Because, you know, I know the mask, they say, doesn't help us. I feel like it does some. And I guarantee you it can't hurt, right? I'm going to set this to the side. Look how good it's looking. We'll finish drying while we work on the other portion here. Okay, now, got to find a place to lay this safely to dry. You just never know, right? I throw stuff all over the place. I never know what's going on. Okay, I'm going to get a water brush. This has water in it. Okay, now I've already separated the sheets due to time. Now, I just think these are adorable, and there's a lot to choose from. You want to make sure your brush is wet, and it usually is. I love this little pink one right here. So you want to wet around the one that you want off the napkin. And this is going to allow you to just pop that section out. A lot of people do it differently. They just kind of tear. To each your own. I think this gives you a better, you don't end up missing a leaf or something like that. But some people, that doesn't bother some people. So we're going to do that one. I'm going to get them all out of here that I want. Okay, I like this one too, right here. Oop, now see that water really spread. So when you get down to this section, you want to be careful because it did spread, but it spread into itself mostly. And by the time we use that one, that portion should be a little more dry. Lynette is really good at making sure we have, you know, cool things to work with. This is being one of them, I think is awesome. So I'm going to do this purple container. Yeah, you have to make sure you have water running down. I squeezed it too hard. Got water everywhere. Okay. Just go like that. See how easy it is? You don't tear off anything from the person around it, or the item around it. Now, that's 3. We got to have more than 3, but we don't want them to be the same. So I'm looking for different ones. But I want it to be a whole container right here. These yellow flowers are cute as they can be. So we're going to go around them. Right here. Right around it. There we go. So now we're going to take that one off. And how cute is that? And actually what I want to do is mainly think about what we're going to do in the book. Now, I've been thinking, how do I want to do another page? And I kind of have an idea. This is a different one here. We don't have this one. And we may end up with a few repeats. I think this is so sweet. Okay, here we go. Okay, I've gotten the 2 yellows, and this is the 2 pinks. And so I'm going to take that one off. So this gives us 5. I want to try to get one more. I'm trying to see if there's one that we don't have. We don't have this little purple one here, because they do repeat themselves. And I think there's only 6 on here. Oh, well, yeah, only 6. I thought I was telling you wrong for a minute. So I love how you can just count on being able to get it out of a section. There's one more on here, and I don't know that I have a whole one. This is the closest one right here, so we'll try. We can always put this one on the end of something. This purple flower here. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to move this to dry, and I'm going to go like this and try to get the green off the side of this. Kind of cut it off a little. Right there, you can see that coming off. All right, now I'm going to get our book out. And now we do know that we, dropping things, have this all dry. Now, when I say all dry, it's dry enough to turn the page. So we're going to go back. And I have a lot of fun doing some different decoupage things in our book. And so that's what I'm going to see if we can do, like a... Let's do it right here. We're going to decorate the bottom with these cute florals. And we're going to start right over here with this one. Mostly because I'm doing like flowers across the bottom. I have other ways I want to do this too, like on items and so forth. Now I'm going to put this right here. I want to make it look like it's was meant to be in this spot. And when this all dries, and it might be in another video, or I may do it off camera. It depends on if I have time to do more videos before this month is up. Okay. July's coming around the corner, so it's not that far off. Now I'm going to add a different color. They all have similar, like cans that they're setting in. So that's fun. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover him with some, I've decided this is a him, with some Mod Podge. Now, it's not very big, so it's kind of hard to go from the middle, but you actually can. And if I had paid attention to my own rule, I wouldn't have that little wrinkle right there. Okay, so now we're going to put this pink one down, which has a lot of the same similar flowers. And that's perfectly fine. They can overlap each other a little bit because realistically that's what they would do. Now I'm going to get in the middle, pull my way out on this one. Okay, right there I got a little bit of something I'm going to pull off of that napkin. It's pink, whatever it was. Because I just want it to look like they're lined up across the page. Let's go with something yellow this time. How about this one? All right, so we're going to go right here in this little corner section. And try to keep that as flat as I can. Now I'm going to push this one toward the spine so I can kind of work it in right there. There we go. Go right like this. Go up, out, down, toward the spine. And then we're going to work it into the spine. Now, don't put a lot of liquid down into the spine of your book. But you can go ahead while you're there and kind of wet the adjacent page. Let's see here. Because I want that to be ready for the next one. So I'm wetting the page right here. And I need another piece of paper. I'm just going to cut off a portion of this one because you just want it to be wherever you're working at the moment, which is right here in the spine. You don't want this to run down into the spine and be a mess. It's real easy to do. Just keep it mopped up is what I would call it. Okay, so let's do a different purple. Okay, and we're going to put it as close up to the spine as we can. And you see there, I'm kind of pushing it down, the leftovers on the right side into the spine area. And then we're going to pull out, down, whatever way, as long as it's from the middle out, whatever way you can do it and have more control. Awesome. Starting to look good. Okay, so let's do a pink on this next portion. There we go. And we're going to set it right here next to the other one. Go from the middle out. Okay. Now, one more on this page. All right, so we're going to wet right here. Make sure your paper is there for anything that goes over the side. Okay, so this time, let's do yellow. And it might go off the edge a little, but that's okay. Just make sure the pots are lined up. And I just alternated colors. Okay. I'm going to put that here on the edge. Now, when this dries, we're going to hit it with the heat gun, but when it dries completely, we will trim off any excess that's hanging over. Now, this page is pretty much done. Let's hit it with our heat gun. It won't take long. I'm doing it in this, heating in the spine, so, you know, we get as best of a look as we can. Not long here, we're almost done. If this bothers you, you can mute or fast forward. Okay, now we've got this section pretty done. All, you know, it's real close to being dry, but we need to give it a few minutes. Now, we can take these out because it's dry enough that it's not going to stick there. How cute, right? And we'll do something up here at some point. And then I'm going to go over and show you what the other one looks like. And what I want to do now, we may do more in here, but right now I'm going to set this aside to dry. And I'm going to bring out just random items here, okay? These are a couple of things that go in the journal, or were in the kit last month. And I just didn't use them, so I carry this stuff over each month, okay? And because these are small and I just think they're adorable, I'm gonna, I had one left over, but I'm still going to just paint the front, just like this. I'm not gonna paint onto the flap, so it will still open without any problem. So just go on here at the best you can. And then add your flower. Put it in the center. Cute, right? These different napkins are adorable. One of my very favorite things to do, as you all know, is to decoupage. Am I wonderful at it? Well, I don't know. I'm not horrible. I've done several different things. Like I've made a canister set, a cookie jar, and I did some salt and pepper shakers and did them all. It's an older Graphic 45 kit that I used on them. So I don't know if you remember the one with the vineyard and the roosters and sunflowers. Super cute. Super, super cute. Now, we're going to let these dry naturally. But I like to poke my fingers down in there and make sure it's, you know, not going to stick right here. I'm going to set this up here out of the way. We're going to do some more. I want to do a napkin right here to match, you know, what's one of the things on the outside. Now, we will have to play it by ear as far as which ones to use here. We have the purple on the front, so we'll put pink on the tag. Now, sometimes you lose a little tiny portion of your image, and that's okay. No one will even notice. If they do, it's because they're wanting to learn and they're paying attention to how you did it. So we're just going to put some Mod Podge. I have a lot of extra here, trying to get off of my brush. Here we go. Now, these are some that can be put in the book, should we decide to, or we can put them in another book at another time, or make them and put them somewhere else. See how cute? And you guys, you just have to choose how you buy your napkins, okay? There's a lot of napkins that are out there that do like this, where they have it look like, you know, several different things on one napkin, so that you can, you know, like we did the bunnies before, and there were like 3 or 4 different bunnies, and we put those on there. I haven't used them yet. I actually made them for Easter and didn't have time to use them all, so but mostly I made them for next Easter. Okay, so there we go. We've got right here, we have a set that goes together. And when they dry, they're going to be so cute, right? I'm going to set this to the side so I don't knock it off in me place. Now, I have, what did I do with my other one? Oh, it's in my hand. Duh. Okay, so let me get my water brush so we can get some more out. The last one we used a purple and a pink. So let's use a yellow. I don't know how these are going to decoupage on this brown, but I thought we'd try it. That's why I'm going to use, I probably should use brighter colors, but I'm going for it, you guys. I'm going to do a yellow right here. Come on, come on, come on. My water brush is getting low. The water is not wanting to come out as easy. Okay, here is. Yeah, now this is a tiny little bag. So you put your decoupage on here. This bag just looks smaller than the last one. I think it is. They're probably by different companies. Okay, got the whole thing done there. So now we're going to put the yellow. We're going to put it right here in the middle. Going to get a little bit of decoupage on our brush. Start from the, oops, that's not a little. Start from the middle and work your way out. Now, it's going to kind of give your bag a little stretched look, but that won't stay that way. When it dries, it'll go back to normal. It looks messy, but it is going to look good when it dries. Okay, going to set that there, and we have a tag. So we've got 3 colors on this. So we're going to do, let's see what we have close. I think we're going to go ahead and do this purple because it's already out of the, or separated from the napkin. Now, we're only going to have time to do a few of these. I'm sorry, but I want to show you. I just want to show you, basically this is just to teach you. And most of you probably already know, but isn't it fun to just watch it? I will watch decoupage videos over and over. I mean, different ones, of course. I don't go back and go crazy, but it wouldn't be wrong if you did. I mean, they're just relaxing to watch. And I hope I got this in camera. I'd feel terrible if I didn't. Yeah, you're on the side, but you can see here. Okay, now let's add this little guy on here. And I'm just going to use my brush to put it down. Ooh, and I'm sticking to it. You want to make sure you don't like rip up your napkin because your finger's sticking, right? Now, a little bit of the top of this is off, but that's okay. I don't worry about that sort of thing. All right, so there's that one. This one doesn't look as exciting as the other one. I'm going to turn my fan on, guys. I'm sorry. It's really hot under the lights. And this fan will also help to dry these images. Let's see. What else do we want to do? Oh, I did want to real quick see if I could put some of this in our book. Yes, if I have enough room. I've got 2 or 3 more pages I want to do to finish up this book, but let me go over here and see on the other side of the center, see if we have a place to do like a spread. We got it, this side's pretty busy. Isn't it funny how we fill up the one side before we fill up anything else? I'm going to stick this paper in here because I don't want this to stick to the other thing. Oh, wait a minute. Did I dry this? Yeah, I did. Just checking. Just checking. Now, I've got, trying to figure out which, yes, this is going to be so cute. I'm going to start it right over here. Look at this, you guys, and then you can journal at the top. And if you have any random butterflies left, you could put them up there. There's a lot of, I'm going to tear this little straggler off. It doesn't have anything of importance. It looks like the way I'm laying it here, it's getting all the butterflies. So keep your fingers crossed. Okay. Now, I'm going to do it a little different. I'm making sure I get a little bit into the spine, not big clumps, okay? Now, I did forget to put anything behind my paper, mostly because they're being used somewhere. So I was going to do the whole thing, but since I don't have the napkins underneath, I'm going to just do this side first. And I'm getting it down into the spine. Be careful, you can poke a hole. Okay, and I'm going to let that kind of, yeah, there, I thought there was some right up here. Thought I saw some way up here. Because you want to make sure, and if you want to make it look really cool, go ahead and just finish it off up here. I like the texture of Mosh Posh, and so I like the way it makes the papers feel and everything. So just we'll finish it off nicely. Okay, there's this, because we know we have to go up pretty far. Now we're going to do the other side by going like this Just flipping your paper over. Okay. Now I'm going up under here a little bit, but it looks like a big part of it is already stuck. And so just make sure it's under there so you can get your page to stick. Now this is one of the napkins that I came from the company I just showed you. Truly, I'm terrible at remembering different things like that. I know it. Truly unique. And her Etsy shop is Truly All Supplies. And that's true. Okay, now let's finish getting this on before it dries with this fan going. Okay. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to move this over here. And I kind of turned it sideways so I could see what I needed to hit with the, and it won't hurt. All right, let's see. Just kind of doing it all the way up so this page will be similar to the rest of it. Okay, now let's turn this around so we can get a look at how we've got this going. Now we're going to soak it on top. Not, well, I say soak, but I mean wet it. Don't go crazy. Start in the middle, work your way out, because it kind of spreads your napkin. It puts your napkin where you don't have as many wrinkles, okay? So once you do that in the middle, you can just continue to work your way out on the outer edges as well. And I'm just kind of, I know this is the opposite direction. I'm just trying to get the napkin here in the areas that I'm afraid might not stick. So I'm going on the up section here, hitting the little butterflies, cute little guys. And now I'm going to do it over here on this side. Normally, I don't leave any napkin on the edge, but honestly, there's just little tiny branches or whatever on this right side. So I wouldn't hang on to that, but probably the other side we will. Okay. This one's nice and soaked, sticking to the page behind it. How it goes, right? Okay, now see if some of these others are dry enough that I can use like the bag here. Put behind this so we don't get everything ruined. All right, so there's that side. I'm going to turn this around so we can start in the middle and do this other side. I didn't have my brush super wet. You want to be gentle, because even though it looks like I'm pulling super hard, I'm not. I'm going fast, but I'm not hitting it with a whole lot of pressure. You don't want it to tear. I've put a lot of things together by tearing before. Yeah, it's not, everyone does it. It's not something to feel bad about because everyone has done it. Now, I'm doing this along the edge of the page, but while I am doing it right here, and this is hanging over, we may have to kind of hit the edges again to make sure we're getting them and it's sticking down the napkin. I'm just going to get right here. All right, now set that aside for a minute. Turn it around. We're going to dry this real quick. It doesn't take that long. This ought to go lots faster with my fan on. I really had a lot more decoupage on this page, and that's why it's still wet in places. I'm sorry if you hear a banging noise. It's my cord. I'm trying to hold it up. Gotta be careful not to burn your napkin or cause a fire. I don't think these get hot enough, but don't just hold it down on something. Keep it moving is the best thing to do. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and trim this one off. I'm going to go right along the edge. I turned it to the opposite side so I can trim it straight along the edge the best I can, just in case we have to hit these a little bit on the edge to keep this napkin from yeah, let me see. Yeah, I usually have to hit it a little bit on the edge so it stays nice. Yeah, that's good, just right there. Now, let's see what this side is doing. As we're speaking, my brush is next to my sewing machine, and I keep hitting my sewing machine with decoupage. Don't think that's a good thing. Now, I'm going to pull this one over and trim it from this other side. Okay, keep going. Okay, put that one right there. It's got a better piece to hang on to. And we're going to do the same thing on the edge so it can dry nicely. Make sure we've got an area hit right there. Yeah, that's fun. Now let me put something under here. What is the question? I don't really have, here, how about this envelope? I don't need this anymore, right? Okay, now, I'm gonna go ahead and hit these edges so we don't have to worry with these sticking to the other page. It won't take long for this at all. If you see an edge or something that's sticking up, I just kind of pinch it if it's almost dry. You don't want to do that if it's wet because you'll take off the napkin. Just a little tip there. I have ignored the edges before and regretted it later because if it's going to come off, that's where it would come off. It's not going to come off anywhere else. Okay, now let me check our time. if we have time, we'll do some more. We have 5 minutes. Let me move this over. That's great though. We got a whole video in on, and we did 3 pages, and we did 2 bags and 2 tags. So that's great, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, decoupaging in our traveler's notebook. I hope you'll run over to Lynette's and see if there's any of these books left, and if not, start watching the first of each month. Like the first week, it'll be first week and a half of each month is when she starts releasing the new journals, and starts showing you and tells you the release date. And she does give away 2 or 3 of the journals like a day or 2 ahead, and that's fun also. So check out Cheaply Chic on YouTube, and I believe it's Cheaply Chic Boutique, I think, on Etsy. I'll link them both below. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, just click on that button at the end, and if you want to get notifications, click on the bell also. Thank you to all you new subscribers, and welcome. And see if there's any other news I need to tell you about. We're about to start a new journal, and I'm going to show you the journal just real fast. I made this journal out of a grandmother's quilt square. It was really, really a mess, and I had to go through and do a lot of stitching to make it usable. But it's very old, and I'm looking real forward. I'm using Stamperia paper inside. I've added this little heart with these X stitches, and yeah, this is going to have some of my digitals in it and some other people's digitals. It's going to have the beautiful Stamperia paper and more, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. It's in line to be up pretty soon. Okay, now I'll see you in the next video. I'm trying to think what, I think it's going to be another traveler's notebook video, so stay tuned for that and look for that. Probably the next video will be another page or 2 in here before we complete the book. So see you guys then. Bye.